as a dyslexic kid, like who tends to look at problems or scenarios differently, like if you look at America and Britain right now, right, what's hurting us, like what's really hurting us, it's diet-related disease, obesity, and debt. So both things are not taught in school. So like I know with the power of 180 days a year in America, like not only could you like achieve so much by like a better food service, that's half a kid's nutrition for their whole childhood, by the way.
Yeah.
So if you do the math,
For sure.
breakfast and lunch, 180 days of the year, it's like pretty much half a child's like calories in are controlled by the state. So you've got this incredible ability to sort of
set them up for their future.
Like you can be strategic and tactical, and not only that, if you're ninja about it, like it will affect what's planted and what's not wasted, and like just the kind of whole supply chain part is a piece of incredible like farming nutritional genius, right?
Yeah.
But then teach. I mean, I've actually this week, and this is a plug. I launched. It's free, so it's not a commercial thing. Like.
Feel free to plug anything.
Yeah,
you
well,
want.
so don't say that. I've got a long list. I'll just do this one. It's not commercial. It's we've launched this week in America 10 skills, right? So 10 skills is a polite version of what I created, which is 10 recipes to save your life.
Oh,
so they're 10 principal recipes, right? And these are like mothership recipes that can be bent and twisted based on your preference or your vibes or your
Is this
heritage.
online or how do they?
Yeah, they can.
Let's make sure we can put like a link to this or something.
Yeah.
up here. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, you find it online, and I'll give you all the links. And basically, if you're a teacher, if you're a parent, or if it's Boys and Girls Club of America or an after-school club, like we built it for you. So basically, it's 10 principal recipes. It's an introduction to nutrition, and budgeting and stuff like that. And basically, if I had a dream, if I had a wish, it would be that every 16-year-old kid in this country leaves school knowing how to cook 10 recipes to save their life.
Oh, that's
Because I know as a father that if that family, that future kid, that future parent, if they're poor, they're all right.
Yeah.
If they're rich, they're all right. If they're in the middle, they're all right. And as I've traveled around the world and eaten the best food has never come from rich communities, ever.
Yeah.
It's never been about fucking fillet steaks and foie gras. Never, ever. Like the genius of the human has always come from the capacity for a human to create something magical out of not much.
Yeah.
So therefore, the luxury and therefore the currency is knowledge. And it's the knowledge that we're not imparting in our American kids or British kids. So like I'm not good on financials, but there's a dude that I know that's amazing on financials. And I just wish that a kind of like 10 recipes, 10 skills, if that was for every school, I think the world would be a better place.
That would be amazing.
If we did the same on like setting up like your insurance and your bank accounts and compound investment and like even like 20 bucks.
I still don't know how that works. I have a whole business. You know?
Well, it's basically like 20, just having the diligence of 20 quid a week going into a bank, and by the time you're 60, 70 years old, having $1 million.
Well,
right, that's the vibe.
School never teaches you any of that stuff. I was talking to Philip last night. We were walking on the treadmill, just trying to get some steps in because
school
we were
should
traveling.
set up. You should set your project should be. And by the way, you shouldn't be allowed to get a mark, right? You have to pass.
Yeah.
If you're a nurse, as my second daughter is, and you're doing math in your training, you can't get 90%. You have to get 100.
You have to pass,
because people die.
Yeah.
Right. So, and I'm not exaggerating. Like if you look at the health stats of America, diet-related disease, you start tracking obesity, type 2 diabetes.
Yep.
You know, type 2 diabetes is a precursor to Alzheimer's. You know, it's all making sense now. We're learning all this stuff. So but funny enough, as a dyslexic kid who ran from school with with negative like vibes. I respect teachers more than ever. I respect the institution of school more than ever, but I do think it's time for a change.
Yeah, but maybe you wouldn't have run from it so much had they embraced the things that you feel it lacked.
Yeah.
You know? I thought one of the most moving things you said on the episode was when you said that it was investing in the future generation, not just a cost.
Yeah.
Because I believe in that fully, and I found that,
and it's real, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I sorry to interrupt you.
No, please.
So I'm not many things, and I failed maths. But you know, one of the tricks of being neurodiverse in any way is acknowledging your failures and then going around them. So the now president of Canada, right, Mark Carney, was head of the Bank of England, right? He, like, by the way, what a guy! Like legit to the hilt, bright as a button, and a good human, right? And he used to let his clever economist dudes like help me legitimize objectively that investing in kids' health makes money.
Yeah.
So even in little old Britain, you know, by doing free school lunches, we're talking, I think it's like 18 billion over 20 years, and like made profit GDP. You know, so wow. You know when so they have like legitimate ways of like, because essentially the cost of ill health.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go into the cost of obesity,
well, your brain's going to work better. You're going to be happier.
I mean,
you're going to be more productive. Everything.
Yeah, it's big. So there's money to be saved. There's money to be made, and as I think we all know, like the closer people, anyone, you know, closer we get to sort of real food, the happier people are, and the more you can express your cultural differences and how it truly is to be American, and your ancestors. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're not more American because of junk food.
No,
you know, we're less American because of junk
we're
food.
bigger Americans because of junk food.
What types of recipes are these?
So the principal recipes. So you'd like take like a basic stew or soup, and it's interesting. Like most people that have soup's pretty underrated. It's like actually an amazing thing, but like it's pretty underrated. And if you look at how technically most of it's made for you, it's all in like massive steam jacketed vessels. So there's never any caramelization. So it's just boiled stuff.
Yeah.
So soup, I don't know if you've noticed, if you have soup, it all kind of tastes a bit the same because it's kind of like making smoothies. But like you make a proper soup out of nothing, like it tastes delicious, texturally, flavor, depth of flavor. So you kind of open these worlds of like, say, soups, stews, like mothership tomato sauces. So you got the capacity to sort of duck and dive around different preferences. You know, taking like, how do you make like salad taste good? Because everyone thinks it's boring and crap, right? So it's just, you just kind of go through these principles and give them the principles, and then try and give them recipes that fit in. Like yesterday, I was cooking in Bellflower School in LA. That was our first kind of guinea pig school, and we were with a bunch of kids, and we just did a stir fry in sort of like, I don't know, 12, 13 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's chop up veg. It doesn't matter what veg it is.
It's a lot of single pot stuff.
Yeah, just like hot pan, screaming hot, some chopped up veg, rattle and roll, various proteins. You make the kind of, let's call it a glaze.
Yeah.
But, you know, and then noodles in there, and then they got a dinner.
Yeah.
2 plates of food. And so we, you know, like I don't know the exact stats in the US, but it's going to be the same or worse. Like it's something like 75% of kids go home from high school to an empty house. We call them latch door kids.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So mum and dad are working. So like, again, like if you're looking at child health and the National Measurement Program and child, you know, obesity and diabetes, and then you're looking at kids coming home to an empty home, like this is like, okay, so 2 + 2 equals like teach them how to cook at school.
Yeah.
So yeah, from my point of view, like 10 skills or 10 recipes to save your life, it is about making kids streetwise about food.
I love that.